The Sim World Racing Network presents the All-American Racing. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Newton, Iowa, home of the Iowa Speedway, for tonight's presentation of race 17 of the 2024 All-American Racing League Cup Series. My name is Nathan Christensen. Glad you could join us here on the Sim World Racing Network. You're tuned into the Corn Cob 200, presented by Hy-Vee. Thanks for joining us here tonight on Tuesday, June the 4th, as we get set, like I said, for race 17 of the season, as we should shortly see qualifying cars on track here for qualifying already underway, as we will take a look, see who has already done some laps. As you can see on track there, Riley Hoots currently quick time with a 23.795 over James Nelson. It's 23.897. Curtis Sabaran 23.910. Brandon Mathia 23.928. And Ken Pack sits in 5th spot with a 24.022. So as we continue to watch qualifying develop here, as we have 1 minute left here in our qualifying session from Iowa. Riley Hoot still on top of the board with his 23.795. Alan Bledsoe able to jump up into second with a 23.797. James Nelson, Travis Rodriguez into the top 5 and 4th, and Curtis Sabarin in 5th still on the leaderboard. $14 cars here tonight assigned into the pit booth. Dave Hara, the only car to not take time quite yet here in this one, with about 20 seconds to go. We get set to bring you the race, as there you see Dave Hara completes his first lap, a 24.008, puts Dave 7th spot in the starting lineup. It's just like that, qualifying comes to an end with 0 seconds left on the clock, as the field will get set to grid up for race number 17 here in the 2024 Cup season. As the field starts to grid on pit road there, you can see Riley Hoots will go from the pole tonight. Outside of him will be Alan Bledsoe, James Nelson, Travis Rodriguez is your top 4. Curtis Sabarin, Brendan Mathia, Dave Hara, Ken Pack, Greg Barnett, Dave Lafano will be the top 10. Michael Kurdzielek, Mike Boone, Tyrone Yo, and Tommy Osborne will go off from 14th starting spot in this one. Field gets all gridded up, about getting ready to get going here. 200 laps around the 0.9 mile long Iowa Speedway. So hopefully we have some exciting action for you tonight as we're just waiting for a couple cars still to grid. It looks like Travis Rodriguez will be the last one to grid his machine here as we wait for him about 20 seconds before the field, or sorry, about 30 seconds, sorry, before the field is set to roll off without him, but there he is. As I say that, he joins us on screen. As we should see the field start to roll momentarily as we get set to go. For, as I mentioned, 200 laps. Stage breaks will be at the completion of lap number 40 and the completion of lap number 120. So 2 stage breaks with the final distance being 200 laps around here, or approximately 175 miles will be the distance. As the field gets set to roll off a pit lane, we'll see the lineup. Riley Hoots and Alan Bledsoe, as I mentioned, on the front row. James Nelson and Travis Rodriguez go from row number 2. Curtis Sabarin and Brendan Mathia in row 3. You have Dave Hara and Ken Pack going from row number 4. Greg Barnett and Dave Lafano in row number 5. Michael Kurdzielek and Michael Boone from row number 6. Tyrone Yo and Tommy Osborne will roll from row 7. Those are the final cars in the lineup tonight as we get set to get to racing here momentarily. Should be 2 pace laps around this, excuse me, 0.9 mile long track. As there's the field behind the pace car as the sun sets in the background as we get set to go. One more time around, we will be underway here from Iowa Speedway for race 17. A couple of drivers unable to join us here tonight will be using provisionals. It looks like provisionals will be needed by Chad Snyder, Kelly Thomas, Larry Garnes, and Kyle Purcell, unable to make the start of this one. But the field rolls down the back straightaway for the last time on the pace laps here as we get set to go racing from Iowa. The restart zone, green flag is out, and we are racing here in Iowa. The field races off down to turn number 1, being led by Riley Hoots. Up front at the completion of lap number 1, Riley Hoots leads the way over teammate Alan Bledsoe. And then it's Travis Rodriguez up to 3rd. James Nelson on his inside, though, going down into turn number 1. 3 wide there behind him as it looks to be Hillbilly, Sabarin, and Mathia battling it out, but they settle that as now Nelson will drop in behind, still working that bottom with Travis up in the top side through 3 and 4. On board the number 75 QFRL roof cam of James Nelson is, whoa, Travis Rodriguez gets way out of shape off of turn number 2. That forces the 75 to get hard on the binders. Lots of the 99 and Mathia roll around the outside as Mathia is up to 3rd, now looking for, or sorry, up to 4th, looking for 3rd. This time across the line, he gets it as Travis will drop in behind the 99 and that number 79 Toyota. For turn number 2, down the back straightaway, side by side for 5th. 75 and the 54 work their way through turns 3 and 4. Two distinct grooves here early on in this one, as looks like the 75 staying committed to that bottom, but he loses another spot there to the 54 of Sabern. Down the front straightaway they go back into turn number 1. Look, the 15 there looks to make a move underneath Ken Pack off of turn number 2, not able to get that quite done. He slots back in behind him as they race down to turn number 3. Up front though, Riley Hoots continues to lead the way over Bledsoe, Mathia, Rodriguez, and Sabran here on lap number 6. Could tonight be the night that we see that number 91 get his first win of the year and find himself in victory lane at the end of this one. Few close calls and a little bad luck have kept him from victory lane so far this season, but the 91 starting this one strong as he's been the leader since the drop of the green. Might have got into the fence a little that time down the front straightaway, but didn't slow him down too much as he continues to lead the way by 0.3 of a second over Bledsoe in the 42, then Mathia, Rodriguez, and Sabran. Still your top 5 here on lap number 7. Flew getting strung out here in the early running. Single file most of the way around. Look a little further back in the pack there. Ken Pack running in the 7th spot. Behind him, Dave Hara in that number 15. Followed the 38, Greg Barnett. Then Dave Lerfano in 10th. Running about 23 to 24 second lap times here early in this one while the tires are still fresh. Definitely a tricky track to get around. Gotta be very careful getting that throttle back down to the floor, and you don't want those tires to spin underneath you and lose control on corner exit. Saw a little bit of that in practice last night, but these guys seem to have gotten their cars dialed in even more tonight. Ooh, a little bit of contact between the 75 and the 54 possibly, and now they look 3 wide potentially. No, not having it. The 75 though underneath the 54 in through turns 3 and 4. Out of turn number 4, down across the line. Hara goes around the outside of Peck. Oh, they get together and they are sliding. Everyone holds on to it, able to keep it pointed in the right direction, and looks like everyone is... Oh, yellow is out. We got some cars tangled a little further back. Let's see here if we can get a look at the replay. It's going to start with the 15 and the 16 getting together on the front straightaway. Let's take a look here. So 16 just keeps coming up a little too far in the 15. And then the 16 and the 38 get together. The 16 spins out, he collects the 41, he collects the 5, then the 41 collects the 1. Bit of a traffic jam there on corner exit. So let's take a look here from a different angle. We'll watch from the 5 car. It all develops in front of him, trying to get on the brakes to avoid it, but just nowhere to go as everyone just keeps sliding, and then some contact between the 41. He slides up and he gets hit by the 1 again. So lots of parts and pieces all over the place. Everyone's able to, I think, roll away from it. So everyone should be able to at least get back to the pits to have their pit crew take a look at their cars. We'll see what we got going on. A couple of cars with the mechanical black flag. As we'll take a look here, we should see some cars on pit road as they work their way down pit road. We got the Rodriguez machine, the Pack, Barnett, Kurdzilik, and Tommy Osborne all on pit road. It looks like only Michael Kurdzilik had the meatball flag. He'll be able to get that cleared and get back out on track. Here's looking to top off that fuel tank. Here's those cars all get moving again. Couple of them just going to let the pit crew work on some damage. Don't want to use that fast repair too soon. Up front, though, from the drop of the green, it's been all Riley Hoots in the 91 Dr. Pepper Cherry Machine so far on this one. Right behind him, not far behind actually, is the 42 of Bledsoe. Then Mathia Sabaran, and now James Nelson is up to 5th. Travis Rodriguez must have had some trouble there that we missed, as he has gone backwards quickly, and he ended up almost being involved in that incident, but able to avoid it. Let's see here. We see what happened to Travis here in the middle of that run. Oh, gets way sideways on corner entry. Great. Oh, that's why the 75 and the 54 almost got together. I apologize. They did not make contact. They were slowing drastically to avoid the spinning 79. He was able to keep it going. So a little bit of drama here for the 79 after starting up front. He is now back in the 10th position after his excursion there in turn number 2. Field still rolls around under caution. 14 laps to complete, 186 laps to go. Stage 1 will be at the end of lap number 40, and 120 will be stage number 2. Let's see if they get the white flag this time at the line from the starter. No, not yet. A couple more caution laps will be required before we get this back underway. So as we continue to ride under caution here, 15 complete from the Corn Cob 200 presented by Hy-Vee. We thanks those who tuned in online tonight on the Sim World Racing Network. Great to have you aboard. Everyone, make sure you pick your favorites, because we will sure to have a dandy of a race here. Hopefully, maybe we'll see another first-time winner on the year. We've had, let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 winners on the year so far. Leading the wins list is the number 99, Brenda Mathia, with 4. Then Larry Stubblefield with 4 as well. Then a couple of drivers, 3 drivers that is, tied at 2 wins apiece. Dave Lafano, Alan Bledsoe, and Kyle Purcell. Kelly Thomas and Travis Rodriguez both picking up 1 victory each on the season to get us to 16 races as we work race 17, as I mentioned. Lots of potential for some new winners here tonight. We have Riley Hoots in the 91, Curtis Sabaran in the 54, James Nelson, Dave Hara, Michael Boone also looking for his first win of the year, as these guys double up down the back straightaway. That's lights on the caution truck are out. That means we are getting set for the restart here from Iowa. The Hy-Vee presents the Corn Cob 200 as the field rolls through turns 3 and 4. Pace trucks off to the infield. Through the restart zone, the field goes. Green flag is in the air, and we are back underway as Riley Hoots gets a great jump down towards turn number 1. He's going to open about a 1 to 2 car length lead as they enter turns 1 and 2. Matthias still holding on to 3rd, while Curtis Sabaran holds to 4th. The battle right now on track, though, is for 5th and 6th between Dave Hara, and 6th and 7th between Dave Hara and Dave Lafano as they work their way side by side through turns number 3 and 4, back down to the front straightaway and across the start-finish line. Still side by side as they enter turn number 1. Dave Hare gets a little bit of hits the bump up in the middle of the corner that allows the Lafano 8 to roll the bottom and get that position as move Dave Lafano up to the 6th spot. Riley Hoots continues to lead the way over Al Bledsoe, Brendan Mathia, and the 54 of Sabra, and then we got the 75 of James Nelson, the Auto Serve 75 Ford Mustang. Now Sabran got some trouble there. Off of turn number 4, he's going to lose a couple of spots. Loses 1 to the 75 and now to the 8. So a little bit of a tough corner there for the 54. Lets 2 cars get back by him, but he's able to keep the momentum. He's able to keep the car pointed in the right direction and still headed forward, so not the end of the world. He's got a little bit of ground to make up, and he's probably made those tires a little bit angry, sliding around like that, but he continues to hold on to the 6th spot. Not far behind him, though, is the 15 of Dave Hare, as he looks to make a move potentially this time. And down the front straightaway, he goes on board the QFLR roof cam in the Dave Hare number 15 Gamer Tube Elite entry. Looks to make a move to the inside through turns 3 and 4 side by side. They go through 4. Advantage to Sabran on the top side in the 54, is able to hold off the charge from Hillbilly at that time, but now Hillbilly goes back to the bottom in turn number 1. See if he can get it done this time out of turn number 2. Makes a good run on the bottom. Not quite able to pull even quite yet, but they go down. Oh, we got Bledsoe up into the wall. It looks like he's able to pull away as everyone avoids him. See if we can see what happened to Alan Bledsoe there. Let's go back and take a look here, see what happens. Oh, gets loose on the bottom. The car overcorrects and hard into the outside wall for the Bledsoe number 42. Fortunately for him, he stays up against the outside wall. All the other cars are able to avoid him on the inside, but that's going to definitely affect the handling of that number 42 machine as we work here through the top for the end of the first stage. So now Bledsoe running back in the 10th position. A lot of probably some right front damage to that machine. Obviously not going to be handling the way it was prior to that accident. With that turn of events, that opens the door for Brendan Mathia. He is now up into 2nd place, and he is the car hunting down the number 91. Out of turn 4, down across the line, there you see the gap between 1st and 2nd on the entry to turn number 1. So we come around to the completion of lap 27, only a handful to go here before we get to the first stage break, but these guys have opened up about a 2-second lead over their closest competitor. That is the 75 of James Nelson, as he is now running in 3rd. Right behind him is Dave Lafano in that Target machine, and not far off his back bumper is the Hera 15. Don't look too far behind him, though, as the number 79 of Travis Rodriguez back up to 6th after starting 10th on the last restart after his issues prior to the previous caution. There you see the gap from on board the 79 Toyota up to the 3 cars running in front of him. Travis currently sitting in 6th position. About this time off for turn 4, we complete lap number 29. Lots of off-throttle time here on corner entry for these guys as Rodriguez closes the door right up to the back of the 15. See if he's got anything for Hare this time down into turn number 3. Not quite yet. Maybe setting him up for a pass on the exit of turn 4. Get some momentum up in that 79 and get a good run down into turn number 1. As we got trouble for one of the leader 2 cars, they get way sideways. That's Riley Hoots getting way sideways. Now he is going to spin out and bring out a caution. Caution is out on the track as Riley Hoots there, you could see from the onboard camera, has his issues. Let's see if we can take a replay here. So pretty much the same thing that happened to the Bledsoe machine, except Hoots hit the inside wall. Then as he tries to get going again, he spins it out, which brings out the caution. So, 2nd caution of the afternoon brought out for the number 91, involved in a single car accident. We'll take another look here at it from a different angle. But you can just see heavy contact with the inside wall. He's able to keep it rolling, but then as he goes to get back on the gas, it just spins the rear end around. So, new leader at the front of this one, Brendan Mathia in the number 99 will take over the lead after that incident involving the number 91 car. Looks like Ken Pack is going to be the free pass car on this caution. You can see him work around the outside of the front couple cars as he will work his way around and join the tail end of the field back on the lead lap. That should, oh no, he's a couple laps down actually, I apologize. That'll put him one lap closer to being on the lead lap, but at this point not back on the lead lap quite yet. Both Hoots and Bledsoe working on their cars, having the pit crew work on their cars. They're on pit lane, you can see them. First two spots on pit lane as the field just now rolls through turn number 4 and down through the front straightaway. As Bledsoe pulls away, he'll join the field, so does Hoots. So those cars are back rolling here as we'll have a couple more caution laps before we get set to go back to green flag racing. In the meantime, we're going to take a quick step away for a quick second and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Iowa Speedway for race 17 of the 2024 All-American Racing League Cup Series. My name is Nathan Christensen on the SimWorld Racing Network. You're watching the Corn Cob 200 presented by Hy-Vee. Field has taken the white flag as the pace car will look to pull to the infield this time out of turn number 4. And we get set for a restart. As the field rolls into the restart zone, control car is the 99 on the outside of Mathia. Green flag is out, 36 laps down. We are going to have a 3-lap shootout to the end of the stage. We work a couple more laps to go here in stage number 1. It's Mathia, Nelson, Lerfano now up to 3rd. Looks like Travis Rodriguez is back into the top 5, up in 4th, while Dave Hare holds on to that 5th spot. They work through turns 3 and 4. Down on the bottom you see the 79, the 15 in the middle, and the 8 on the top. Ooh, a little bobble on corner exit from the 79. Able to keep it out of getting into anyone. And he is now up into 3rd spot here as we have a couple laps to go here in the stage. Next time by, it'll be 1 to go before the end of the stage. He is in 3rd. That is Rodriguez. Now Lerfano under attack from the 15 machine as they work their way off of turn number 4. Down to complete lap number 39. Next time by, I'll see the end of stage number 1. Up front, Riley Hoots looks like he is going to pick up another stage win on the year for him. As right place, right time kind of thing here. As he works his way out of turn number 4, down across the front straightaway, or start-finish line. So we should see the caution here displayed, and there it is, full course caution number 3, as we get to the end of stage number 1. Just kind of give you an idea of what the stage domination has been like for Mathia here so far this year. He has just picked up his 6th stage win of the season. So to go along with his 4 race wins, that's his 6th stage win of the year. Pace truck looks to pick up the field this time out of the turn number 2. They'll woe it up as the pace car there will pick up the field as we will open pit road this time by, as most of these guys will be making their first pit stop of the afternoon. Looks like we had some issues there as Alan Bledsoe didn't realize the field was slowing down in front of him. Like a little bit of a domino effect as a couple guys got into each other. Hopefully not too much damage for those guys, but Alan Bledsoe did not get slowed down in time. As the field rolls on to pit road, being led by the 99 Mathia this time, we will go to the pit road cam. There they are all coming down pit road there on the top of your screen. The car stuffed on track is Ken Peck, who is currently 2 laps down to the field, but will get the free pass this time again, putting him only 1 lap down. So Ken Peck will join the tail end of the field as he will only be 1 lap down once the green flag comes back out. All their cars hit the pit stops and the pit spots as the crew goes to work. Right sides first, then the left sides fill the tank up with gas and send the driver on the way. First car off of pit road will be the 99, the 79, the 75 gets a good pit stop there. From his pit crew, he'll gain a few spots as we watch the rest of the field come off of pit road. Up front, though, the winner off of pit road, and he will be the control car when we go back to green flag again, is the number 99 of Brenda Mathia in that Chevrolet Tootsie's Camaro. Phil gets woed up behind the pace truck as we work here under caution. Looks like Travis Rodriguez will start us. We'll get the 2nd spot after the pit stops, followed by Nelson, Lerfano, and Hera, the top 5. Just past 9 o'clock Eastern here at the Sim World Racing Network studios, as we are joined. We are glad you joined us, actually, that is, here live on the air for race number 17, the Corn Cob 200, presented by Hy-Vee. Thanks to those who have tuned in online and watching this great event as we get set for the start of stage number 2, which will go to the completion of lap number 120. See if we get the white flag this time by, or if we'll have to go 1 more lap. Oh, lights are still on the pace car as we continue under caution for a couple more circuits here before we get back to Grayson from Iowa. Field works its way through turns 3 and 4 this time. Hopefully white flag will be displayed from the starter and the field will get doubled up as we get set to go back racing. Lights are off on the pace truck. That means next time by we should be hammered down as the field will get the green flag out of turn number 4. So at this point, only one driver not on the lead lap. That is the 16 of Ken Peck, runs one lap down to the field after an early race incident involving himself. And the 15 made some slight contact, but then it was calamity after that with the 1, the 41, and the 5 all getting involved along with the 16 at that point. But 2 laps he has already made up on free passes, so this time out of turn number 4, the field will get the green flag as we get set to go back racing. They roll into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out. Brendan Mathai gets a great jump. He's looking to pull the 8 of Lafano around the outside of the 79. Not able to get it done quite yet, but Rodriguez goes to the inside. See if he can make a move off of turn number 2 on the inside of the 99. As the 42 has a bit of issues with the 15 and the caution is back out. Let's see what happened there on that restart. Well, it looks like the 42 just breaks loose when he hits that bump, and the 15 unfortunately makes contact with the 42. Doesn't look like he hit him too hard there. Not too much damage, but Bledsoe looks like he just got loose unfortunately and then made some contact with the 15. Is he able to keep it off the wall? He is, locks it down, so that's not going to be good for the tires. But able to keep it rolling and still headed in the right direction. I think the only person who will see that as a benefit will be the number 16 of Ken Pack, who will once again get the free pass. I would think he should get the free pass as a bunch of cars head down pit road to tap up on some fuel. Dave Lafano, Dave Hara, Greg Barnett, Riley Hoots, Michael Kurdzielek, Tommy Osborne, and Alan Bledsoe all down pit road to the attention of their crew to either get some final touches on some damage hammered out from earlier wrecks or just get that fuel tank topped up. Wouldn't imagine anyone's taken tires quite yet, based on the fact that they just took some tires last time under caution. As we work the 4th caution of the 200 lap event here from Iowa, as we continue to roll around under the caution. So at this point, everyone's back on the lead lap, so fresh start for all drivers who were involved in any kind of incidents earlier in the race. The field doubles up as the lights are out on the caution car, which means green flag. Next time out of turn number 4, we'll try it again. See if we can get a little further than 1 lap this time. Hopefully everyone can make it through turns 1 and 2 clean and green. Control car continues to be the 99 of Mathia Rodriguez, and inside him on the restart, then Sabrin and James Nelson will make up that second row with the 75 and Nelson in third. Mike Boone cracks into the top 5 there with Riley Hoots on his outside, but we get set to go back racing here on the restart. Green flag is out and we are back underway at the 99. We'll get on the gas and lead down into turn number 1. No, the 79 gets a great start on the inside, shows his nose, but can't hold on to it as they work side by side over the bumps in turns 1 and 2. Mathia with the momentum on the top side, down the back straighter, he will grab the lead. Side by side though for second between the 75 and the 54. As they work their way out of turn number 4, back down across the line, still side by side they are. Through turns 1 and 2. They still work side by side, this time off of turn 4. Looks like the advantage is going to go to the 54, able to nose ahead of the 75. Up front, Mathia still continues to lead the way with Rodriguez in second. The battle here for third still between the 54 and the 75. Riley Hoots holds on to fifth as Michael Boone drops back to the 6th running position. Through 3 and 4, the 75 looks to get a run through the tri-oval down the front straightaway. Nothing happening quite yet. He's going to settle in and drop off the back bumper a little bit of that 54. Jump on board the roof cam of the 54 as he got a trouble in turns 1 and 2. Open the door for the 75 to motor on by. Now the 54 drops back to 4th as he will become the chaser. Up front, no, the 99 looking back out of his spoiler cam at the field there, side by side, running for 5th place right now as they work their way through turns 3 and 4 is the 5 Thermal Machine of Mike Boone and the 91 Dr. Pepper Cherry Machine of Riley Hoots. Down through 3 and 4, they are side by side with Alan Bledsoe right there on the back bumper and Curtis Sabron right there in front of them. On board the 75 as he watched this battle for 5th and 6th right behind him. Michael Boone shows the nose on the bottom, able to get a good run off the corner, not able to make the pass on Hoots quite yet as they still battle side by side into turn 3. Great shot from the back of the 54 as we watch the 4-car battle develop for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Or sorry, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. As I say that, Boone gets a good run through the turn, and he's got the bottom side and a little bit of momentum, but the 54 has a better run off the top side. He's going to pull ahead as they work down into turn number 3 and 4. Look to make it 3 wide. This time through the corner is the 91. Are they going to be able to do it? No, thinks better of it. Backs out a little bit, but that opens the door for the 5 to get a better run on the bottom. Through turns 3 and 4, the 5-car, Michael Boone, edges out in front of the 54, who has a bit of a hiccup there again. Through turns 1 and 2, he's going to let 2, maybe 3 cars by him, as he's going the wrong way on a one-way street, it seems. Down through turns 3 and 4, Michael Boone now up into a 4th spot. Hoots 5th, and then Bledsoe 6th. That'll put Soberan back to 7th, but he has got company right there with the 15 on his inside, working through turn number 2. Battling here in the back half of the top 5 in the middle part of the field as we got some good battling going on right now. Looks like Hoots is going to make a move on Boone there to the inside. He's going to bring Bledsoe through with them, possibly off of turn number 2. Can he get the pass done? No, as yes, as Bledsoe will pull up in front of Boone. As Boone goes back to the top side, that's going to open the door now for the 15 to make a move underneath them. Hopefully these guys can keep it off the wall. Got a little dicey there, but they're able to keep it clean and green down across the line. Boone now back to the 8th spot as the 54 looks to gain that spot back past him that he lost earlier a few laps ago. So up front, Brendan Mathia continues to lead by about just over half a second over the 79 of Rodriguez. James Nelson back there in third spot, holding on to that spot in the top three. Last spot on the podium for the AutoServe 75 Ford Mustang. Riley Hoots in the Dr. Pepper machine currently runs in fourth, and then Alan Bledsoe in fifth in the American Tire Distributor number 42 Camaro. Behind him, we got the 15 Gamer Tube Elite machine of Dave Hara, running now in the sixth spot, and then the 54 Interstate Batteries machine of Curtis Samaran running there in seventh. Not far behind him, though, is the Thermal QFLR machine of Michael Boone, that number 5 car, working through turns 3 and 4, and then we got 41 of Michael Kurdzielek in that butt kicker Moza Ford Mustang, running currently in the 9th position. 10th right now is the target number 8 of Dave Lurfano. Behind him is the 16 of Ken Peck, now back on the lead lap for the first time in quite a handful of laps here on lap number 64. Greg Barnett running there, the Night Owl So's number 38 Camaro running back in the 12th spot. Then we have the one Night Owl So's machine, excuse me, of Tommy Osborne. And then running last right now in the 14th place on track is the Campbell's Chain and Fittings number 2 Apex Tool Group Ford Mustang of Tyrone Yo. But back up front continues to be Brendan Mathia, now up to about 1 second lead here over the field as they work their way down the back straightaway. A little bit slip and sliding off of turn number 2 for Mathia, but nothing that's going to hurt his run this time into 3 and 4. Looks like Travis had a bit of an issue there off of turn number 2 that allowed the 75 to get by. Travis got up into the wall there, I think, that time out of turn number 2, and he's dropped back a few spots here after that. Now back to 4th spot. Now between the teammates of the 42 and the 91, they work down the back straightaway. Travis having a bit of trouble with turn 2, second time this race that it's got the better of him, for lack of better terms, but he's continuing in the top 5, so it didn't have such detrimental effects as it did the first time he got in trouble in turn number 2, where he went all the way to the back of the field. Keep an eye here on this battle as we work to complete lap number 70. Getting ever so closer to the halfway point. As I say that, there goes Travis again. Car gets way out of shape, and he is able to keep it out of the fence, but he's going to lose a spot to the 91 and potentially to the 15 Hara machine this time into turn number 1. Hara down on the bottom. Travis runs the top side. That's going to make it a little bit easier for Hara. Gave him lots of room down there, able to hold that bottom group side by side drag race down the back straightaway into turn number turn number 3. This time Hara able to get by him, but a little bit of momentum for Rodriguez on the top side. Ooh, as I say that, Boone there in your screen gets way out of shape at an exit of turn number 3. He's going to lose a spot to Kurdzielek, and now one to Peck. If he's not quick, he doesn't get it back going, he's going to lose one to Lurfano too, but looks like he'll be able, to save off the number 8 car at this time. But they work down into turn number 3 and 4. Looks like Travis had some more issues as he's dropped all the way back to 14th position. Another car going the wrong way also is the 54 at this point of Curtis Sabran. He is back to 12th spot after running in the top 5 earlier. The car is definitely having some handling issues. You can see him get way loose that time through 3 and 4. He's going to let Tyrone Yo by, see if he can get the handle of that car back under him and continue to try to make up some ground. Up front, though, Brendan Mathia leads the way by 2.75 seconds over his closest competitor, that being James Nelson. And then Alan Bledsoe right there behind him, and Riley Hoots in the 91 running in fourth. Take a bull ride on the Gamer Tube Elite spoiler cam on the back of the 75, looking back to the 42, running in third spot at this time. Both of them about 2.7 seconds off the leader with working lap number 76. The top five at this point in the race, it's Mathia, Nelson, Bledsoe, Hoots, and Hera. Up to fifth place now in his number 15 Gamer Tube Elite car as the 42 gets a good run that time through 1 and 2, closes in on the back bumper of the 75, not able to make a pass play yet. Looking maybe to set him up for this time into 3 and 4, or next time down to the front at 1 and 2. Looks like the 54, Curtis Cerberan, had a bit of an issue that time off of turn number 4. He looks like he might have spun through the infield. See if we can get a replay of that. So definitely got loose coming out of turn number 4. Spun through the infield. Able to keep the car rolling. A little bit bumpy though through the infield, but able to keep it rolling. And he will be, he loses a lap to the leader, but still headed the right direction. As I say that, we jump back on board the roof cam of the number 42 as he looks to continue to chase down James Nelson's 75 and then Curtis Sabran's 54, one lap down right there on the top side of your screen, looking to tiptoe around the top, to open the bottom for these guys to use. But not James Nelson not able to use the bottom right to his liking, as now Bledsoe will make a move down through turns 1 and 2. Bledsoe to the outside of the 75, put the 42 up in second. As I say that, the 54 has a bit of an issue and spins out again off of turn number 2. Gets the front tires down on the apron, just loses all traction and gets it spinning off of 2. We continue though under green at lap number 81, working on 81 with the 42 of Bledsoe up to second now. Riley Hoots on the back bumper of that 75, looking to the inside through turns 3 and 4. Is he able to make a move through 3 and 4? He's side by side down across the line as they file back to single foul this time, back down into turn number 1. A little bit squirrely there for the 75 through the middle of turns 3 and 4. That opens the door wide open for the 91 to drive it through and move the 91 of Hoots back into the top 3. Put Nelson into 4th. As I say, that looks like he's going to head down pit road as pit stops and the pit window is open. James Nelson heads on pit road, the first car of the leaders to make a green flag pit stop this time in stage number 2. As Mathia continues to lead here in this one, another car heading down pit road. Looks like Lafano in the number 8 will make his pit stop, as he has had some issues getting onto pit road. See if we can see what happened to Dave. It's a pretty tight entrance to pit road. Ooh, Dave made contact with the outside wall, spun it out, able to keep going, but not the pit entry that you is optimal for making a quick pit stop here at the racetrack. That is Iowa Speedway. So getting some tires and fuel on that number 8 machine. Up front, though, continues to be Brendan Mathia over Alan Bledsoe, Neo, Dave Hara up into third, Riley Hoots fourth, and Ken Pack now up into sixth after being a handful of laps down earlier in this one. The good news for the good news for Lafano didn't get caught speeding on pit road, so was able to get the car slowed down enough to avoid a speeding penalty, but he did lose a couple laps there under his green flag pit stop. But reminder, everyone else will have to make the same pit stop as him, so he should cycle back around and potentially get both of those laps back. We'll have to see as it plays out here. No one else quite hitting pit road quite yet. Still only been the number 8 and the 54 so far. 75 and the 8 so far have been down pit road. As well as the number 54 who is on pit road, and not sure if he will rejoin this. He is now currently about 10 laps down at this point, but sitting on pit road. As I say that, Travis Rodriguez brings his number 79 down to pit road to the attention of his pit crew. We're looking for 4 fresh tires and a full tank of fuel. Watch this battle here to get back one lap for the Lafano number 8 as he works over the back bumper of the 99 and the leader in the Tootsie Chevrolet Camaro. That is Brendan Mathia as Dave looks low out of turn number 2. See if he can get him this time. Going down the back straightaway at number 3 puts himself back to only 1 lap down on the field. Mathia continues to lead the way over Bledsoe and Hara there on your screen. Hoots in 4th. And now Ken Pack up into the 5th spot there in his number 16 Prisma Health Machine. As I say that, Mathia in his number 1599 car hits pit road, and he is headed to the attention of his pit crew in that number 99. So that turns the lead over to the Bledsoe number 42, being chased down by the Hara 15. Greg Barnett hits down pit road also to get to the attention of his pit crew, as he will bring his number 38 Night Owl Chevrolet Camaro to his pit stall. Still running on track though is the Bledsoe 42, the Hara 15, Ken Pack, Riley Hoots, Michael Kurgelak is your top 5 at this point. All still have to come down pit road to complete their stops that will get them to the end of stage number 2. Excuse me, as I say that, Tyrone he jumps on pit road to make his stop. So we're working on lap number 95, about 26 laps to go before the end of stage number 2 in the 200 lap Corn Cob 200 presented by Hy-Vee here at the Iowa Speedway in Newton, Iowa. Looks like the 42 is going to get on the binders and bring his car down the pit road. So mark the 42 on pit road and completing his pit stop. That's going to put the new leader will be Dave Hare, this time out of turn number 4 down across the line into 1 and 2. Riley Hoots now will be the second place car as he is there on track behind the Barnett 38, who has already made his pit stop. Looks like Ken Pack is also on pit road, as well as Michael Kurgelek completing his pit stop. Tommy Osborne also in the number 1 car on pit road there on the bottom of your screen, as they are all working their way to their pit stalls to the attention of their pit crews. Looks like Ken Pack's 9.5 second pit stop will bring him back out on track. Bledsoe with a 15.1, Kurgelek with a 15.4, Osborne's 14.4, and a 15.3 for Boone are the pit times. So looks like Ken Peck might have only taken a tank of fuel and 2 tires to keep the pit stop down around the 9.5 second mark. Oh, as Hoots gets up into the wall here. He's currently running in second spot. Last time on pit road for him was the lap 48. Same for the leader in the 15 of Dave Hara. Continues to lead here by about 5 seconds over the number and 91 at this point. About a lap up on the rest of the field. James Nelson kind of sitting in the catbird seat as he was the first one to pit, so he will be on track right now to be the first car in the leaders. So the first car once everyone pits. As I say that though, Brendan Mathia in the 99 looks to his inside. Fresher tires after pitting 10 laps after James should help propel him back to that third position, which in turn should get him back to the lead spot once the leader and the second place car make their pit stop before the end of the stage. Both of these cars, the 99 and the 1, still show 1 lap down to the field, but Dave Hara and Riley Hoots not that far in front of them and still have to pit. So you'll see the gap there. There's a gap between Hara and Hoots. Hoots 1 lap down still, or not Hoots, sorry, I apologize. That's Mathia, 1 lap down still at this point, but closing in on the back of the 15 to get back on that lead lap. That'll mean that Dave Hara needs to make a pit stop sooner rather than later to not avoid too much damage and minimize the bleeding, if you will. And as the fresh tires definitely are faster here, as you can see, the 99 makes the cuts to the left and makes a move to the inside through turns 3 and 4. This time out of turn number 4, we complete a lap 102. 18 laps to go before we get to the before we get to the stage break. Just over halfway here from Iowa, you're watching the SimWorld Racing Network. The Corn Cob 200 presented by Hy-Vee is the event number 17 on the 2024 Cup schedule. My name is Nathan Christensen, the voice of the All-American Racing League Cup Series. Glad you could join us on Tuesday night, June the 4th, for this great event as the sun sets over the track here in Newton, Iowa. 0.9 miles the distance around 1 lap around this place, as we see there the 75 of Nelson now closing the gap to the 15 to look to also get himself back on the lead lap here. As let's take a look here at the pit strategy. So we'll bring it up. As you can see, both Hara and Hoots have yet to pit there. Last time on pit road was lap 48, so just over 50 or so laps ago, those guys were down pit road. 56 laps is the length of the stint so far for both those guys. The other 2 drivers on track, Mathia went 50 and Nelson went 40 since their last pit stops. Lots of different strategies playing out here in this one. But we continue to follow the leader and the 15 excuse me, of Dave Hara, clicking off another one as we've completed 105 laps. 106 that is, with 14 to go before the end of the stage break. Once we get to the end of stage number 2, we'll have an 80 lap shootout to crown tonight's winner here in the Corp Cop 200 from Newton, Iowa. Shout out to everyone joining on the live stream over on YouTube. Not exactly sure if we're seeing a strategy play right here by the 15 of Hara. See if he can drag this all the way to the end of the stage, or if he is going to have to pit still before then. But if he does pit now, he's going to be in big trouble, as he's given up a ton of track time with new tires to these guys in front of him, and he won't be able to make it up. Excuse me. Won't be able to make it up quite as much as they will here, but as he continues to click off laps. 109 complete, 11 to go before the end of stage number 2. As Tyrone Yo looks to get back by the 15 and get himself one of his 2 laps back to the leader. A nice long green flag run developing here for everyone. We went back green on lap number 51, so from 51 all the way to 111 is 60 laps under green flag so far this stint. Hoping to keep it green right to the end of stage number 2. Continue to watch Dave Hara, Hillbilly, click off some laps in his Gamer Tube Elite number 15 as we get closer and closer to the stage end. He leads over Riley Hoots by 8.7 seconds and then 13.75 back to Brennan Mathia, who's now back on the lead lap and almost within a half track of the leader. Don't forget the stage. At the stage break, the pit road closes 2 laps, 2 laps prior to the caution being displayed for the end of the stage. So if Dave's going to make a pit stop, he's going to have to do it before that point, or suffer a penalty for pitting while the pit road is closed. But based on the strategy play I think we're seeing so far, looks like both him and Riley Hoots are going to try to make this one try to make their fuel last to the end of the race. This time out of turn number 4, down across the line, we complete 114. So there's 6 laps to go before the end of the stage. 6 miles. Does he have enough fuel to make it? We are going to find out. Stay tuned, because it's going to be a nail biter. Right on board in the cockpit with the number 15, Hillbilly Hara, driving there. You can see all focused his attention out ahead of him as he's clicking off these laps. This time it'll be the completion of lap 115. 116 will be complete. I apologize. Kurgelek moves to the inside there, as you see, of the 1579 of Rodriguez will be behind him, also looking to get by him and get back one of his 2 laps that he is down to the field. There he is. So 1 lap down now for Rodriguez as they work their way. As I say that, Dave Hare not going to be able to make it as he drops down pit road. He is going to bring it to the attention of his pit crew and get that fuel and tire. Probably just fuel only, I would think, at this point. That's going to turn the lead back over to Brendan Mathia there as Brendan rolls around the top side of turns 1 and 2 across the line, and Riley Hoots now in second. He is not pit, so he is going to see if he can leg this out. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to make it, but we're gonna find out, as he is 3 seconds and growing behind the leader as we complete lap number 117. Or sorry, we've completed 118 laps, working on lap 119. So 2 laps to go for the end of the stage. Brendan Mathia will work his way off of turn number 4, and he will cross the line to complete lap number 120, but we gotta wait for the Kurgelek 41 to get around here before they will display the flag for the caution. There it is. It is out. Looks like Bledsoe having a bit of issues. He's able to keep going. Let's not sure what happened there. Let's see what happened here just before the caution came out. Oh, Bledsoe gets loose off of turn number 2. Spins it down to the infield. Didn't need a caution because he was right down on the infield of the Legends track. Able to keep going again. So just a little bit of a spin for the 42 car. Up front though, stage winner, second stage win of the night for Brendan Mathai in that number 99. Riley Hoots, James Nelson, Alan Bledsoe, Mike Kurgelek, Dave Lafano, Mike Boone, 1 to 7. Then Dave Hare holds on to 8th spot there, running that strategy very long. And then Greg Barnett in 9th, and Ken Pack will be 10th and score the last stage points for this stage. As the cars are on pit road, all the lead lap cars that is, see them on pit road there. We're just going to take a quick step away for a quick minute here while the pit crews do their work, and we'll be right back on the other side of this break with the completion of the Corn Cob 200 presented by Hy-Vee from Iowa. Welcome back to Newton, Iowa, home of the Iowa Speedway and race number 17 of the 2024 All-American Racing League Series. My name is Nathan Christensen. Glad you can join us here on Tuesday, June the 4th. About 9:45 in the East Coast time zone where I'm located in the SimWorld Racing Network studio as we get set to get back racing here with only about 75 or so laps to go once the green flag is displayed. A couple of cars in position to take a wave around if the field gets the white flag this time by. They do, so Tommy Osborne and Tyrone Yo both will head around the pace car, join the tail end of the lead lap. They are now back on the lead lap. With that said, 125 laps are completed of the 200 scheduled laps. That means 70, when we come back around, we'll have 126 complete. 74 laps to get us to the end of this one from Iowa. Kind of back where we started a little bit. Riley Hoots was there, the 91. He is on the inside. He is the second place car. The Tootsie number 99 Camaro on the outside is the leader at this point, Brendan Mathia. Riley led Probably half of the first stage before, maybe a little more than half of the first stage before he got into an incident and he spun himself out trying to get the car sorted out. But Mathia has led ever since. Pace car is on pit road into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is out, and a great jump for Brendan Mathia on the outside over the 91. So they head down to turn number 1 and 2. Looks like Mathia Hoots will open the door a little bit. That's going to let the 75 get on the inside of him on the exit of turn number 2 and down the back straightaway. Hoots and Nelson battle into turn number 3. Hoots with the advantage this time, but Nelson holding strong on the bottom this time out of turn number 4. So now makes a move to the inside of the 75, almost gets into the side of him, able to avoid the contact. Down the back straightaway, side by side. Hoots gets a little loose there in the left-hand side of your screen off of turn number 2. Both those guys now clear the 75 and drift up in front of him, but the 75 cuts it back to the left. He looks now to the inside of the 42 and the 91, heading down into turn number 1 and 2. Nose to tail is the outside row. 91 gets into the wall, almost brings the 42 with him, but he's able to prevent that. They go side by side into turns 3 and 4. Now 3 wide out of turn number 4 for the second spot. Hoots up into the wall one more time, that time out of turn number 4. That's going to slow his momentum and going to let the 42 and the 75 both get by up into second and third. Nelson battling hard, pedaling hard on that bottom. He's going to shut the door on the Hoots 91 out of turn number 2. He goes to third, but Hoots now dives it to the bottom, and he's looking to get back by the 75. This time out of turn number 4. Continues to see the 75 of Nelson lead the way. Hoots, though, not giving up. Right there on the inside through turns 1 and 2. This time out of turn 2. A great run on the top side for the auto serve. 75 gets the job done. He's going to hold off the challenge of the 91 for now. But as I say that, the 91 back to the bottom. This time through turns 3 and 4. Can he get a run? No, he can't. The 75 got that top down. Top side momentum locked down that time through turns 3 and 4. Back off the 75 there at the 91. Gets right up on the back bumper. He's going to go to the outside this time. Down the back straightaway. The Hoots is going to lift a little bit before he gets into the wall. That's going to let the 75 drift up in front of him and close the door again. Single foul now through turns 3 and 4. It's Nelson, Hoots, and Michael Boone on the 5 up to 5th spot. This time again, down the back straight. Still same running order as they run single foul, nose to tail. Up front, though, Brendan Mathia leads the way off of turn number 4. Down the front straightaway over the 82 of Bledsoe, the 75 of Nelson, Hoots, and Boone. Still your top 5 at lap 134. There's the gap back to Bledsoe, but then right behind him, Nelson and Hoots are still going at it. Nose to tail as they work down into turn number 3. 2 grooves being developed here later in the race. Still a bottom and a top strong groove as Hoots again up into the wall. This time off of turn number 4. That's the 3rd or 4th time since the restart he's been up into the fence. Not the quickest way around, and I don't think it's doing anything to help the car drive any better, but he continues to seem to try to mound the fence down. Down back into turn 3 and 4. Still the battle on for 3rd. As the 75 still holds third, though, using that top side, keeps the momentum up and not able to get that 91, is not able to use all the track he needs to make that pass on the corner exit. So that's where it's really tough. Keeping the car off the car outside of you while trying to get that pedal back down. And just as I say that, the 91 gets wicked loose off of turn number 2, able to hold on to it, but that's going to slow him down enough for Boone to get a run on the inside. This time out of turn number 4, it's the 91 under attack from the 5. Down across the line, 5 drops in line behind him, and he looks to try to make a move again down into turn number 1. Nothing happening, but he's going to see if he can keep the momentum up down the back straightaway. Hoots holding off the 5 till now as we look a little further back behind them. We got a bunch of cars battling in the top 10. We got the 41 of Kerjelek, the 16 of Pack, the 8 of Lefano, and the 15 of Dave Hara. Hara right on the back bumper, the 8 in turn number 1. Is going to get out of the gas a little bit. as I think the 8 slowed a little quicker than the 15 thought, avoids the contact, and continues on. Mike Boone now, he's the one who's going to be in a little bit of trouble here with Kurzelek making that bottom move into turn number 1 and 2. He's going to make the bottom work. Is he? Nope. Gets a little tight through the middle. He's going to push up. Can he hold it off? They go side by side. Drag race into turn number 3. Down the back straightaway. Boone on the top. Kurzelek in the bottom. He looks like he's going to be able to get it done that time through 3 and 4. Slides up in front of Boone. Shuts the door. Says, I'm the new 5th place driver. There you can see the 15 has made a move on to Lorfano. 8 now as Hillbilly is up to the 7th spot. Now looking to get by the 16. One car in front of him. Goes hard to the bottom underneath the 16. Can he hold it a line and still get the throttle down to get a good run out of the exit of turn number 4? Sure can with the 15 in front, but as I say that, the 16's top side momentum closes that gap and puts him back in front. This time, though, the 15, great run into turn number 1 and 2, gets over the bumps pretty smoothly. He's going to pass the 16 as the 16 had a bit of an issue, and he's got lost 2 spots now to the 8 and the 15 that time through turns 1 and 2. Oh, we got trouble. Caution, caution, caution. Looks like Riley Hoots had a bit of an issue, and Boone and Hera had nowhere to go. We're going to see if we can get a replay of that quickly. So let's see what started that. So Hoots just gets loose off the corner and nowhere, like I said, nowhere for the 5, the 15 to go. They're able to keep it going after making some contact with each other. The 5 got into the 91, the 15 into the 5. Not big hits, but the 91 spins the wrong way. 38 spins to the infield to avoid. Packed down to the apron to avoid. So everyone's able to avoid any really big damage. Some contact for sure between the 515 and the 91 though. So those guys will probably have to, I don't know if they're going to pit and see if they can have the pit crews take a look at their cars. So far everyone is staying on track. We'll see here though what happens as they get towards pit entry. So as I say that, a handful of drivers are heading down pit road, and when I say a handful, I mean everybody. Everyone headed down pit road except for the 16 of Ken Peck, who I believe is 1 lap down. So this would put him back on the lead lap if he takes a wave around, unless he pits next time. But everyone on to pit road here at lap number 140. To the completion of 142, working 143. Everyone's going to take some tires, some fuel. See if anyone's brave enough to take 2 tires and fuel. But it doesn't look that way as the left sides go up, the right sides go up, the left sides go up. Everyone's back down on the ground. The 91's a rouse off pit road. Be the 42 after him. 75, 41, 15, 5, 8, 38. 91, 2, and the 1 is your race off of pit lane. And then it looks like Ken Pack was the lucky dog. Looks like he was the lucky dog on that caution. So he got the wave around. Now he is headed down pit road to make his his pit stop. Now he's back on the lead lap again for the second time this race, using the lucky dog to get himself back on the lead lap. So we'll see Ken Pack drop down pit road to the attention of his pit crew. But up front row is going to look a little bit different than last time. 2 teammates up front still, in the 99 and the 42, but it'll be Bledsoe now who will restart beside his teammate in the 99 instead of Riley Hoots. We'll see if Riley can bounce back here after that spin there on bringing out the caution on lap number 141. Few cars headed down pit road for one more time to make sure everything's buttoned up and damage is all fixed to the best of its crew's ability. And the lights stay on. Pace car, so we'll have a couple more laps under yellow. Working lap 145. So should be coming back to green with about 50 laps to go before the end of this one. Thanks again for all those joining us on the Sim World Racing Network YouTube stream. Glad you could join us here tonight. Happy to have you on board as we get set for an exciting finish to the Corn Cob 200 from Iowa, Newton, Iowa to be exact. Lights are out on the pace car, so we got one lap to go before the field will come back to the green flag. Mathia and Bledsoe will be the front row. Nelson and Kurdzlek there in row number 2. We got Hera and the 5 of Mike Boone making up row number 3. And we got Dave Lefano and Tommy Osborne in row number 4. And then Riley Hoots will be in 9th. The 10th place car is, right now, is Ken Pack. And then a couple cars that made late pit stops there will join in behind Ken Pack, as he will be the lucky dog. He'll start at the back of the field. As the field rolls through turns 3 and 4, pace car down onto the safety of pit road into the restart zone. Green flag is in the air and we are back racing. Uh-oh. Bledsoe loses it, able to hold on to it. Is he? Yes, no, maybe. No, he is not able to hold on to it, but the caution does not come out. So Alan Bledsoe spins out from second spot, is not hit by anybody, and the caution doesn't come out. Fine piece of driving by everyone involved in that one. Dave Lefano is probably going to need a new pair of pants after that. Take another look at that replay. Here, 1 second. A different angle. Watch the 8 car come by, and the 42 all but uses up the front bumper. Watch the 8 car here. Right there. Whoa! Sheepers. That is definitely a close call for the 8 car. Up front, though, Brendan Mathia now in control of this one by already 1 second here after the restart. James Nelson is in a battle, though, here for second spot, trying to fend off the 15 of Dave Hera. As Hera works to his inside into 1 and 2, looks like he's going to have a good bit of momentum. He's going to be able to slide up in front of the 75 on the back straightaway. Yes, he is. Cut that door, and we got a new second place car. Put the 15 into second, 75 back to third. And then 4th is Michael Kurdzlek and Mike Boone in the 5th in that number 5 machine. Hard turn to the left for the 75. Looks to go to the bottom this time. See if he can make that same move on the 15 through 1 and 2. Not able to get it done. They come off the corner side by side. We got ourselves a drag race down the back straightaway into turn number 3. 15 has the advantage on corner entry as the 75 got out of it a little sooner to get a better exit. See if he can use that momentum and carry himself to the inside back down into turn number 1. Into turn number 1 and 2, side by side again. The 75 on the bottom, 15 on the outside. A little closer this time off of turn number 2, but the advantage still to the 15. This time down to turn number 3. As I say that, the 75 goes to his more familiar top side lane this time. Through 3 and 4. Ooh, almost gets up on the fence, keeps it off, and keeps it going in the right direction. Just looking to chase back down the 15. Second and third, 2 drivers that are big time looking for a win, get their first win of the year this year for those guys, as they have not graced victory lane quite yet. Both very high up in the AARL standings here, as we can quickly take a look at the standings. Dave Lefano currently leading the way. James Nelson, Alan Bledsoe, Brendan Mathia, Larry Stubblefield. There is your top 5. Kurdzlek, Hera, Rodriguez, Pack, and Hoots round out the top 10. So James Nelson looking to gain a little ground there. Let's pull it up again here. Gain a little bit of ground there on the Lorfano machine as they work their way here down the front straightaway again. 155 laps complete. Oops. That's going to give us 45 to go. So a 2-second lead though right now is the distance between first and second for the number 99 machine, as he is flexing his muscle just like he has all season long. That Mathia car has been fast and tough to beat. But still 44 laps to go, so we're not quite there yet. A little bit of racing left to do as we see a great battle trying to develop here for second spot. Nelson on the outside and Hera working the bottom on the inside. Two white cars work their way off of turn number 4 down across the line, completing lap 157. A little further back behind them, we got the number 41 Kurtulek machine holding on to 4th. Right behind him is the Boone number 5 Thermal machine. And then Riley Hoots back up into the 6th spot after his earlier incident spinning out, bringing out the caution. And then Ken Pack, after getting a handful of free passes, getting himself back onto the lead lap using a free pass not only once but twice so far this race. He runs in 7th spot. Behind him is the target number 8 Toyota running in 8th. Number 8 in 8th. Dave Lafano holding on to that position. Right behind him is the Night Owl So's 38. Greg Barnett's in that machine. And not far behind him is the other Night Owl So's machines. Night Owl So's machine, the number 1 of Tommy Osborne. Tyrone Yo out on track, holding on to the 11th spot in his number 2 Toyota. As I say that, he looks to maybe gain a spot here with the 91 obviously having some issues off of turn number 2. Let's see if we can see what happens here to the 91. Tries it in the corner, just gets himself really loose, able to regain it without spinning out and able to continue, but he's dropped a few spots now as he's back to 10th spot. Up front though continues to be the 99 of Brendan Mathia driving the Tootsies Camaro, up to about 2.11 seconds that time across the line, as Dave Hera and James Nelson still going at it for second spot. No one given an inch in this battle as they look to finish strong here at the end of this 200 lap event. So we continue to work here. 166 complete. 34 to go that time across the line, as we are getting down to the final portion of this race. And the lead is from Brendan Matthias, staying pretty whole at 2 seconds. There you can see the gap between himself and Dave Hara at this point staying pretty much at 2 seconds for the last 5 or so laps. If we take a look at the gap between Hara and James Nelson, you can see same thing there, pretty much staying between anywhere from 0.2 to 0.4 seconds. If we look Nelson to Kurzlek, a little bit different story there as Kurzlek is beginning to reel in the 75 of Nelson. So he's got the gap down from 1 second to about 0.3 of a second. So Dave Hara looks like he is giving up a little bit more ground to the number 75 as he draws in even closer this time out of turn number 4. On board the QFLR roof cam on top of the auto serve number 75 Ford Mustang down into turn number 3. A little bit loose there off of the corner for Hara. There's a bit of momentum. It's going to let the 75 close a bit as we got 30 laps to go that time. Oh, now Dave Hara in big trouble that time through turns 1 and 2. He's going to open up the door and take a big swing at the 75 there. So he's going to drive right by into second place. Not exactly sure what happened there to Dave Hara in turns 1 and 2. Let's see if we can take a look there as just a rough set of corners that allowed the 75 just to make that pass right there. As the 75 up into second now, as he looks now to potentially chase down the Mathia number 99. He's also opened up himself a bit of a gap here, already up to half a second over this 15 and the 41. At least 5-6 car lengths that time by across the start finish line, as you can see the gap right there back to him. So able to take advantage of a mistake by Hillbilly and then step on it and open up a gap. But as I say that, Kurzlek looks to the inside now of Dave Hara as he's able to get that done. This time down the front straightaway, it's the 41 now up into third spot. But he gets way high that time into turn number 1, and that's potentially going to open the door for the 15. Make a move. Not able to do it as he draws up to the back bumper, though, this time into turn number 3 and 4. Oh, Michael Boone got into the corner way too hard and got into the back of the 5. Both of them able to continue, but not the way you want to pass somebody. I don't imagine that was the intention Mike Boone had. Just got in there way harder, I think, than he thought. And both those cars went slip-slide him. See if we can get a quick replay of that. Oh, and the yellow flag is out. So we're going to take a look here. Let's see here. So here's the pass of Boone. So Boone just drives it in way harder than the 15 was. That's going to put the 15 sideways. Boone's going to get that spot. And then it looks like Dave on the entry to turn number 1. Pushes up, gets tight, and then the car, big contact with the outside wall for the 15. So we'll take another look at that. 15, Dave Hara just goes in there, and the car gets loose a little bit, pushes up, and then snaps loose on him again. And as he corrects it, drives straight up into the outside wall and barely, and I mean barely, misses that 16 car. So not exactly sure what would have caused that to happen to the 15. Just a poor handling race car here late in the race, but we have pit stops as everyone on the lead lap is on pit road with only 24 laps to go in this one. Pretty much the entire field on pit road at this time as all cars in the event remain on the lead lap. Two cars, out of this one, Travis Rodriguez. Out of this one, as well as Curtis Sabaran. So 99 wins that race off of pit road. He's going to beat Nelson, Kurzlek, and then Boone, Peck, and then Lerfano, Osborne, Yo, Barnett, Bledsoe, Hoots Hera off of pit road. So we should get the green flag with about 21 laps to go here from Iowa. So hopefully we are in for a good finish. Up front right now, it's Brendan Mathia in the 99 over the 75 of Nelson. Running in second. Behind him, Michael Boone running in third. Then it's the 41 of Kurdzielek and the 16 of Ken Pack will be your top 5 on this restart. So 4 drivers starting in the top 5 without a win on the year. 1 driver starting in the top 5 with 4 wins on the year. Lights are out on the pace car. That means we are going back to green next time out of turn number 4. And just a correction, looks like Kurdzielek will be the 3rd place car and Boone will be the 4th place car. So we'll just flip those in the starting order. Down the back straightaway, 2 by 2 behind the pace car. Hopefully for the last time tonight as we get set to go back green. Through the Geico restart zone, Mathia, the first car to fire. Green flag is out and we are back underway. Not a good start for the 2 of Tyrone. No, he's going to check out that complete outside lane there at the back. But out front, it's the 99, the 75, the 41 breaking clear as they race side by, or nose to tail out of turn number 2. Ken Pack there in 4th, looking to make a move on Kurdzielek. Nothing quite happening yet, but he is not far behind the back bumper of that number 41. Our eyes battle on the battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th there. This time out of turn number 2, it's the battle for 3rd. The 16 on the inside, 41 on the outside. That time on the exit of turn number 4. Pack is going to have the advantage. Kurdzielek keeps it off the fence. He's going to lose a little bit of ground, but gain it right back at the end of the straightaway. But has to be on the top side there in turn number 1. He's going to push up and lose a bunch of ground, and that's going to open the door for the 8 to look to make a move up into the top 5 in the 4th position. Battle for 4th on track, the 8 and the 41. Work their way down through turns 3 and 4 again. Looks like it's going to be Ken Pack holding on to 3rd, Lofano up to 4th. And the battle between Kurdzielek and Boone for 5th and 6th now developing on track right there through turns 1 and 2. Side by side drag race down the back straightaway. Momentum leads the 41 up on the top side. He's going to drive it down into turn number 3 and 4. See if he can fend off this challenge from the 5. A little bit further behind him, we got a good 4-car battle developing with Barnett, Tommy Osborne, Hoots, Hera, and Bledsoe in that one. Oh, the 38 gets way high. He almost gets in the fence and almost gets into his teammate. They avoid each other. They're going to lose a bunch of ground. Still headed in the right direction, but that is going to open the door for Hoots and Hera to move up into 7th and 8th. Up front, though, James Nelson continues to be the chaser as he's looking to track down the number 99 here. 16 laps to go, that time across the line with Ken Pack now running in 3rd. Lofano holding on to 4th after getting by Kurdzielek, who's in 5th and still holding on in that battle with the number 5. Through turns 3 and 4 they come. 8, 41, 5, 3, 4, 5 on track running in that order. Sorry, make that 4, 5, 6. I apologize for that mix-up. Down through turns 1 and 2, nothing developing quite yet here in that department, but as we look a little further back, Hera and Hoots side by side, this time into turn number 3 and 4. Hera on the bottom, Hoots on the top side. They work their way out of the turn, back down across the line. Don't count out Bledsoe from that battle as he's right there on the back bumper also. This time again though, side by side, continues to be Hera and Hoots as Hera gets a little tight. Has to get off the gas a little bit, loses a bunch of momentum and some ground on the exit of turn number 2. Up front it continues to be Brendan Mathia. He's got about a 3/4 second lead over the second place car, 75 of James Nelson right there on your screen, and then third place, the 16 of Ken Peck as they race down the back straightaway. Turns 3 and 4, Mathia. Then it's Nelson and Peck. Peck looking to close the gap a little bit there on the 75. Not able to make a run quite yet, but he's about 3/10 off the back bumper of the 75. Looks like we may have a battle developing for 4th and 5th again as the 41 hasn't gone away as the 8 there holding him off so far as they work down the back straightaway. 2, 3, and 4. Continues to be Mathia, Nelson, Peck, Lafano, Kurdzielak. The top 5 that time across the line with 11 laps to go. Down the back straightaway, there's the view of the 99, the gap back to the 75 and the 16. 3 and 4 now. Right on board the 16 as we work through turns 1 and 2 here at Iowa. The yellow flag is out as we have a caution. Looks like Alan Bledsoe in trouble again here for the 3rd or 4th time tonight. We'll take a look at the replay to see what happened. Just gets loose off of turn number 4 and brings out the caution as he wound up on the racing surface with some cars still coming around at speed. So he will drop to the tail end of the field after that one, and we will have a caution with only 9 laps left. I don't know if anyone has tires left. I don't know if anyone's gonna pit, but we'll see here in a second. Looks like everyone is bypassing pit lane. Riley Hoots heads down pit road, as does looks like Tyrone is on pit road. So 2 cars on pit road. Again, not sure if they have any tires left to put on the car, but they are headed down pit road to the attention of their pit crews. This field rolls through turns 1 and 2 under caution with 8 laps to go. There's 2 cars, like I said, on pit road that time. So under caution, it's Brendan Mathia, James Nelson, Ken Peck, Dave Lafano, Mike Kurdzielak, Mike Boone, Dave Hare, Tommy Osborne, Greg Barnett, and Alan Bledsoe. And then Riley Hoots and Tyrone Yo will join the back of the field. Should come around to the white flag this time, potentially, which means we will go green with 5 laps to go from Iowa. White flag in the air, that time across the line. Lights out on the pace truck means we are coming back to the green flag for hopefully the completion of the Corn Cob 200. Presented by Hy-Vee here in Newton, Iowa at the Iowa Speedway. The inaugural visit for the AARL Cup Series. Maybe not. I think we've raced here before. Scratch that. Not the inaugural visit, but the first visit using the real 2024 Cup Series schedule, following it week in and week out. 60% fuel, 60% race distance every week here on the SimWorld Racing Tuesday nights. Qualifying goes green at 8:30. Race time usually around 8:35, 8:40-ish, depending on how long qualifying is based on the track length. But we got a restart on our hands as the 99 and the 75 will bring the field back down to the green flag into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back out and we are racing. Turn number 4. Looks like it's going to be the 99 of Mathia. James Nelson holding on to second and Ken Pack in third. Dave Lafano's dropped back one spot to 4th place. This time through turns 3 and 4. It's going to be 3 laps to go this time across the line. It's going to be Mathia, Nelson, and Peck who battle for second this time out of turn number 4. Battle for 5th also as Kurds and Lafano go side by side down the front straightaway. Lots of action going on here as we wind down to the end of this one. Ken Packnell looks to the inside of the 75 off of turn number 2. Can't quite get a run there. 2 laps to go for the 99 this time across the line. We look a little further back here as Bledsoe makes a big move to the inside. The 15 doors the 41 up the track. Not sure what happened there. Not exactly the nicest move on the part of the 15 as they work off the back straightaway. Up front though continues to be Brendan Mathia, James Nelson, and Ken Peck. Now with Peck battling here on the inside of the 75. White flag is in the air. 1 lap to go around Iowa. Down through turns 1 and 2. Off of turn 2, it's going to be still Mathia, Nelson, Peck as they head into turn 3. If Peck's got anything for him, he's got to show him now. Dives it to the inside. Big move by Peck. Not going to be able to do it. Brendan Mathia is going to come across the line and win the Corn Cob 200. James Nelson second, Ken Pack third. Dave Lafano holds on to 4th, and Dave Hara will be the 5th place finisher. Michael Boone will come across in 6th. Mike Kurdzielek in 7th. Riley Hoots will be 8th, and Greg Barn 9th and 9th. So, picking up his 5th win of the season tonight is the number 99, Brendan Mathia. But before we get a word with Brendan, we are going to see if we can get a word with tonight's 3rd place runner. That is Ken Peck. If you bear with me, we will see if we can get him on the radio. Hey Ken, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy? Oops, hold on. Sorry, we got a bit of an issue here. Got to turn on one thing. Sorry, bear with me. Hey Ken, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I sure do.
Sorry about that. Obviously a strong 3rd place finish for you. Had some bit of issue there early in the race. Came back from a couple laps down on a couple different occasions. So 3rd place has got to be pretty rewarding.
It is. Me and Hillbilly had a little bit of contact there, and then I wound up with a passing under yellow. There got me 3 laps down, but the cautions just fell just right for me to get all those laps back and recovered for 3rd place.
All right, congrats on the big 3rd place. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Just appreciate you broadcasting the races for us on Tuesday nights.
All right, thanks a lot, Ken, and we'll hopefully talk to you next week again.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay, that was third place finisher Ken Peck. And now we'll see if we can get a word with second place finisher in the 75, James Nelson. Hey James, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing, buddy?
Good. How are you after your big second place finish here at Iowa?
I tell you what, at this track, I will call that a win for myself. I am super excited.
I know a bunch of guys were having a bit of a hard time getting the car underneath them there last night in practice, but a few extra laps paid off and you're able to finish second. That's pretty good.
That's great. I was going to be happy if I got a top 15 tonight. And I think we only had about 15 people.
Well, congrats on the second place. It's good talking to you again here up in the booth. Hopefully we can make it a regular occurrence, and maybe we'll talk to you again next week.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it, man. Have a great night.
See you, James. Okay, that was tonight's second place finisher, James Nelson. And tonight's winner in the 99 machine will be Brendan Mathieu. See if we can get a word with Brendan. Hey, Brendan, it's Nathan up in the booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Congrats on picking up that fifth win of the year, second win in a row. Obviously, your teammates had a little bit of bad luck a couple times tonight, giving you a good position up front there after starting, I think, about sixth tonight. So that's pretty rewarding, coming from sixth and picking up the win.
Yeah, got practice that qualifying. That was terrible. Pretty disappointed with that, but luckily I was able to get around those guys and position myself in third, and I sit back, let everybody else make mistakes, and take advantage of that. And I feel like once I got the lead there, I was in a good position. I think my teammates definitely had the speed to keep up with me and the gaps in front of me. They were in front of me. At the end of the day, this race just proves that racing is really just consistency at the end of the day. And that's all I do.
All right.
Stay as consistent as possible.
Well, that's definitely for sure this year. Like I said, picking up your fifth win, so congrats on that, and hopefully we'll get to talk to you after New Hampshire next Tuesday.
Absolutely. Shout out to you for the broadcast, my dad for watching, and all the admins and my teammates.
All right, have a good one, Brennan. That was tonight's winner, Brendan Mathieu, driver of the number 99 machine, as he picks up, as I mentioned, his fifth win on the year. So let's take a quick look here at the final results from Iowa, the Corn Cob 200, presented by Hy-Vee. Winner, Brendan Mathieu. Second place, James Nelson. And third place tonight, Ken Pack. Coming home in fourth is Dave Lerfano. And then Dave Hare holds on for fifth. Michael Boone, solid sixth place finish for him in the number 5. Michael Kurdzielek, after running up in the top 3 for a good portion of the final segment, his result is a 7th place. Riley Hoots in the 91, and then Greg Barnett in the 38 will finish 8th and 9th. Tyrone Yo, a solid top 10 here at Iowa for him. Alan Bledsoe, Tommy Osborne will round out the cars running at the end of this one in 11th and 12th. Then we have Travis Rodriguez and Curtis Sabaran in the 54. Unfortunately, those two cars unable to finish the race here tonight. As I mentioned there briefly earlier with Brendan, next week we are off to New Hampshire Speedway for, I think, another 200 lap event. I'll have to double check that during the week. But yeah, New Hampshire next Tuesday night for sure. And then 2 weeks from tonight, the 18th of June, we'll be headed to the Nashville Super Speedway. And then coming up 3 weeks from tonight, we are back road course racing with right and left turns from downtown Chicago, from the Chicago Street Circuit. And that is our upcoming schedule for the year, or for the next 3 weeks. I just want to again thank everyone for joining us. Congratulations to Brendan on picking up that 5th win of the year. And join us again next Tuesday night here at about 8:25 Eastern Time for the next event on the All-American Racing League Cup Series. And don't forget, this weekend, Friday night, is the QFRL Series. And then Saturday, I believe, is the memorial race being run by the boys over at QFRL. Let me just double check that before I give you some misinformation. Hold on. It's here somewhere. Yeah, so June, oh, sorry, it's 17th, it looks like, on June 17th, maybe. So it'll be the Katie Robinson Memorial Race. That's in a couple weeks from now. I thought it was this coming week, but it looks like it's been moved to a couple weeks from now. So make sure you tune in for those events. But for sure, we will be on the air this Friday with the QFRL gang bringing you their race. They are at a Wide World Technology Raceway this Friday night. So make sure you join us for that. It'll be Dave in the booth for the call of that one. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us here from Newton, Iowa. My name is Nathan Christensen, voice of the All-American Racing League Cup Series, and we will see you next Tuesday night.